All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and today, back with another video here. Tonight, June 2nd, was the draft lottery, and we've seen some crazy things over the past handful of years with the lottery, but I'm here to talk about what happened tonight with the Flyers and where they will fall in the draft this year. So, just kind of going into the draft and the lottery tonight, I personally have said this for a while. I didn't think that the Flyers would. I don't think the Flyers will keep their pick. I didn't think they would, depending on where they ended up landing. Now, obviously, if they were like a top five, I think they would have probably picked. But I think anything after that, if it was anywhere from like 10 to 15, which is where the Flyers are ranged at right now at 13, since they won that, that's where the Flyers are at the end of the draft this year. That's the spot that they were given. I I am not sure if they'll pick. It's a high pick. It's a good pick. I think it's somebody, I think it's a good spot for them to pick if they want to. I would not be surprised if they do. I personally think if the Flyers are going to try to get a top end guy, if that, and I think it would have to be a defenseman. If you're going to get that defenseman, I think you have to move that pick. I've kind of said for a while. I didn't think that they would keep it. I still don't think that they'll keep it now. I think that they'll literally be on the clock and they'll probably trade it, or they might trade it even before that. But if they don't, they have a good spot. They have a really good selection, and overall, they have a pretty good chance to get some good players because you really just don't know with this draft because of everything that's kind of happened with COVID and all that stuff. Guys haven't necessarily been scouted as well. There's been just limitations on travel and all that stuff, and obviously a lot of these leagues haven't been playing like the OHL, CHL, and leagues like that. So there's been a lot of limitations on trying to scout guys, and there's a lot of things that people don't necessarily know. I mean, even the experts have no idea with this draft. The number one is pretty much unknown at this point. It's either Owen Power or Matty Beniers, so you really don't know. And I think either team could go for that, but just to look at the actual order alone. So you have the Rangers getting the 15th pick, Dallas at 14. As I said, the Flyers at 13, Calgary at 12, Chicago at 11, Ottawa at 10, Vancouver at 9, the Kings at 8, San Jose at 7, Detroit at 6, Columbus at 5, New Jersey at 4. The top three combination was Anaheim, Buffalo, Seattle. So Anaheim gets the third pick, Seattle moves up to the second, and then you have Buffalo getting the first overall pick. I think just to start, I think that would probably make sense. I mean, Buffalo, worst team in the league. They had, I believe, the highest odds to get it. And again, just to try to give something to Sabres to cheer for. That's their second time in the past 3 years that they've had that. Well, it's pretty much 4 years that they've had that. They got it in 18 with Darlene. So I think that's good for the Sabres, something to cheer for. They'll definitely be getting a good player. As I said, I think it's a good spot for the Flyers. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to use that pick, but I wouldn't be surprised if they trade either. I have no idea what's going to happen because, again, this is all speculation. None of us really know what's going to happen. But just kind of going in the beginning, kind of what it was is that the Flyers, they entered the lottery with that default spot at 13. They had a 91.3% probability of picking 13th. They had a 1.8% chance of winning first overall and a 2.0% chance of selecting second. And there was a 4.9% probability of the Flyers dropping one slot in the order and coming away with the 14th. And there was a minuscule but not mathematically impossible chance of dropping to 15th. But the only way that would have happened was if the first and second round picks in the draft were won by the Stars and Rangers, and they both picked 14th and 15th, with the Stars at 14, as I said, Rangers at 15. So that was pretty rare to happen. And the Flyers actually had the 14th highest, third lowest odds of winning the first or second overall pick in the draft because of the Coyotes and what kind of happened with them, with the whole thing of the violations to the combine testing and the interviews. The Coyotes pick was compelled, and they have to forfeit their 2021 first-round pick. So the Flyers' default selection, because of that, was 13th. So the Flyers just essentially come away with their default spot. Again, I don't know what the Flyers are going to do. I think with the last few years that you've seen with Fletcher, he's gone defenseman. Cam York, 2019, he went, forward last year, and Tyson Forrester, he could go defenseman again. If I'm looking at a mock draft, which again we really don't know, this one is Sportsnet. It has the Flyers at 13, taking Cole Sillinger, who's a goal scorer, coveted asset. He scored 41 times in 31 games for the USHL Sioux Falls this season. Brings some heaviness to the game. He has and the marriage between skill and grit fits perfectly with the Flyers MO. That's from Sportsnet. So that could be something. But I'm not too sure. I mean, again, all this stuff is speculation. You honestly, a lot of it, nobody has really any idea. It's going to be tough with the draft this year. There's going to be a lot of guys that you're going to pull one of those just like crazy, picks where it's like, oh, and they turn out and they end up becoming a superstar in the league. It's just one of them things where nobody really knows. So again, I'm very excited for this whole offseason to kind of just get going, because again, there's a lot of things the Flyers have to do, and I kind of just want them to start to get going because of everything that's kind of been happening, and obviously the playoffs and stuff like that. But overall, pretty good night for the Flyers. I think 13 is a good pick for them. Again, not sure if they'll move it. I personally don't think they will, but I would not be surprised if they are to trade it, or if they pick at that spot. So let me know what you guys think below. If there's any questions you guys have about guys in the draft, I'm going to start doing some research on guys in the draft as well. So remember, guys, podcast articles, those things are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.